Financial freedom and financial literacy as part of what makes what we do here at Life with Kin matter is essential because it's the ground floor. It's how this whole project started. Back in 2018, I was getting my master's degree. And while I was in school getting my master's degree, I was also a financial planner for a little bit. I worked as a financial planner. During that time, my manager, shout out to Brian, my manager, he said something. It wasn't even like that consequential within the grand context of things. Ultimately, here I am. But in the moment of when he was talking about it, it didn't seem all that weighty. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like, if you want to, you can create a blog and write content and create and share content about um, financial literacy, financial freedom, and really use that as a platform to educate and promote your business, your financial planning business. For whatever reason, and he probably said less words than that, but for whatever reason, that one seed took root, and now almost 5 years later, here I am. That is so valuable as a side note because you never know who can imbue value into your life, who can speak life into you, and just set your whole life in a different trajectory. Like, and I'm not going to say, well, yeah, it could be different in terms of doing one thing and then changing and doing something else, but then it also could be influential in terms of launching you in the direction that you need to go in and the path that you need to go on. You know, it wouldn't be in you if it wasn't meant to be fulfilled through you. The word desire means of the Father. Father in that context refers to God or the universe, however you relate with that ethereal concept. And so those things that are in you, those desires, those wants, those passions, that on the realm of potential, what you're good at and what you can actualize and materialize in your life, all of that is divinely inspired and divinely imbued. And so when it comes to getting on the right path, when it comes to finding your way, sometimes you may have those moments in life where you are guided in a direction that you didn't even realize that you wanted to go, or you just didn't have the capacity to think about, you didn't have the revelation for prior to. But then once it entered into your life, you're like, oh snap, I can do something about this, or I can, do this or change that. That's called a breakthrough. I talk about that in some of my other content. But also, the other good point or value is, sometimes you can also be doing the right thing in the wrong place. Another thing that I talk about in some of my other content, I will leave that particular thread in the description box below. Also, thank you for watching. My name is Kenneth. This is Life with Ken. Um, I am talking about right now, we're in a series just going over some of what makes what we do here matter. If you're watching this on YouTube, upload all my videos on YouTube, but if you're on my website, thank you. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, share, and comment and just be a part of Life with Ken on YouTube. If you're on my website watching this, just jump over to YouTube and subscribe over there. So we're growing our YouTube channel, we're growing the brand as a whole, and so as we're on this continual process and journey, it'll be great for you to journey with us if you so choose. But in all of those things, the value of a breakthrough, doing the right thing in the wrong place, that type of mindset and approach to life, what essentially is happening there is sometimes you do need guidance, sometimes you do need a revelation, sometimes you do need somebody to show you something that you weren't previously exposed to, for you to unlock a different level of potential, for you to unlock a different plane in your life and to navigate and operate in that space. And so that's what Brian did for me, again, nearly 5 years ago now. And it wasn't so much about or around the specific subject of financial freedom or financial literacy. It was more around the idea of, oh, I can take a different approach to this. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the breakthrough for me. I don't have to do this the same way that other people have been doing it. I can go my own way or create a way that works for me. I like individuality. If you, again, are familiar with some of my content, I talk about individualism a lot. Not that you should be an isolationist and not connect with other people or create those type of valuable relationships, but individuality from the perspective of you should be able to and need to be able to take care of yourself, because no one's really going to take care of you like you take care of you. To that point of taking care of yourself, what makes financial literacy and financial freedom a valuable part of this Life with Kin project, and what makes what we do here matter, is that when I think, this is a personal opinion that I imbue into the work that I do here, but I just believe that if you live in a society, if you live in a context, if you are part of a place and space where money, banknotes are required for you to operate, then you should be empowered and to a certain degree have the right to be able to make money and generate income for yourself and generate a profit for yourself and be able to not live paycheck to paycheck, or to not have any emergency money just in case a unforeseen event does happen, and those type of things. That's just my belief. Like, if we coalesce and come together and create societies, and part of the underpinnings of societies are reward, and some of the rewards typically generally are money, if that's how we underpin the structure of society, objectively speaking, at a high level, then you as a member of the society should be able to participate in that process, and in that, structure. So that's my approach, and that's what makes financial literacy and financial freedom a valued part about what we do here at Life with Ken. Because everybody needs money, objectively, you need money to live. If you don't have money, you can't buy food. If you can't buy food, you either steal it or you go hungry. If you steal it or go hungry, you either die, or you know um, you're considered a certain type of person or character in society. I won't go far as to um, well, I guess I just thought about it. But like, you end up, being a less than valued person in society if you can't survive. Fundamentally, capital S or lowercase s, survive, and money literally helps with that process. Even as you go through your life, and we're talking about now like retirement, that's I mean, so fundamentally, at the end of the day, and I talk about this a lot, I talk about just the concept of survival, because that's really what all of this is about. At the end of the day, I didn't really expect to become a survivalist, if that even makes sense. Um, but I mean, that's just part of my journey, and how I've had to grow and develop as a person. But like, at the end of the day, like, that's all we're really talking about here is survival. How do you survive? How do you make it from one 24 hours to the next 24 hours to the next 24 hours, so on and so forth? Ultimately, whether you're at the beginning stage of your life as a kid and you need food, you need nutrients, you need a house over your head, you need clothes on your back, you need a parent that can provide those things, or someone who loves you that can provide those things, depending on the context of how you live, that requires money. Whether you're in the middle stage of your life and you're going to school every day, you're getting involved in sports and activities, you have friends and you want to go hang out sometimes, that requires a parent or someone who loves you, and that requires money. Again, survival, just it's just survival. High school, college, that whole space of, again, sports, friends, significant others, activities, extracurriculars, money. Money. You want to start working. Why do you want to start working? So you can have your own money. Oh, you're an adult. Oh, you need to figure out how to pay for yourself. Oh, you need to figure out how to, survive on your own. Buy your own food. No one's buying food for you. No one's cooking for you. Maybe someone's cooking for you, depending on your lifestyle. But ultimately, it's all money. It's all money, and it's all survival, depending on where you live in your context. Now, not a lot, but we have decided to. There are some societies that may, still live in the state of nature, in the wilderness, what have you, in that context. And arguably, and I've done another video on that as well, but arguably, that's a better way of living for all people when you're in the state of nature. One, because you're not bound by certain um, societal structures. And two, you don't expose yourself to corruption, which inhibits your ability to self actualize in a healthy way. But most people, they just don't live we just don't live that way, because that way isn't necessarily the most conducive to long-term survival. Yes, you can live a more prosperous or fruitful life in that space, but maybe you only live 20, 30, 40 years. You know, we as humans have optimized for longevity. We want to live for a long time, you know, and so one of the ways we've decided that living for a long time works is by coalescing together as a group and forming society, creating money to operate in that society, and doing what we can to stay alive and not so much capital S, not so much capital D die, but rather we try to avoid lowercase d death within the society, and that's just healthier as it relates to your mental health because you don't always have to think about the inevitable. Um, Even though the inevitable is going to happen regardless because that is the nature of it. Um, but yeah, like that whole process, you know, that entire process again is underpinned by the concept of money. And so it's just important. And so, me, as someone who wants to help you live more confidently, as someone who wants to imbue you with what you need to self actualize to the best of my ability and to the fullest degree possible for you, you know, it would just be malfeasance, malpractice. I wouldn't be worth my salt. Life with Ken wouldn't be worth its weight in gold if we didn't talk about finances. And when I say talk about finances, I don't give financial advice. None of my content is financial advice. It's informative, it's relevant, and it's there to educate and entertain you. Definitely speak to your own financial advisor. I am not in that capacity anymore. You know, I cannot give you valued information as it relates to your specific finances. That being said, however, I can give you enough information that may usher you up to a breakthrough that will allow you to decide to make different decisions as it relates to how you live, how you relate to your money, how you deploy your capital, um, all to create a life that is worth living, that is reflective of who you really are, and resonates with you and with your desires that have been imbued in you. So, that is what makes what we do here at Life with Kin matter: quality of information, success, relationships, financial freedom, confidence. It's all here. This is what we do, and this is what we do to help you live more confidently and to help you live a life that is worth living for yourself, and to build this brand and to build this project. So hopefully you found value in this series. I'm so glad that I got to do this. I'm also glad that it's done. But it's been fun, and I will see you in the next video. Be sure to read the article associated with this, and thanks.